Okay, we're two brothers, and we're going to do a review of top five. I thought, in the spirit of honoring our father, we're here on the event of our father's death. We might just go ahead and give our top five. We had to make a cheat sheet. We individually wrote our top five, and so we're going to share it for you. So I'll let my little brother go first.
Well, what's up, everybody? In no particular order.
Okay.
Because this is my top five changes. It changes from, I guess, as I get to different stages in my life. But I'm gonna start with Rakim. I'm gonna go with LL. I'm gonna go with Nas. I'm gonna go with Ice Cube.
You like Ice Cube. You like NWA a lot.
I'm gonna go with Ice Cube. And then I'm gonna go with Tupac Shakur.
Okay. You get one alternative, like they did in the movie. I always gotta say.
Sixth man. My sixth man, I'm gonna go with Jay. I'm gonna go with Jay-Z.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's my sixth man.
I saw him last year. I wanted my money back. I saw him in the 90s. It was bomb.
You know?
Here's my top five. LL, I was there from the beginning. I'm a little bit older than him, so I literally saw LL from the very beginning. So that includes, obviously, you can guess who's coming next. Run-D.M.C. with Crush. When I saw them in Crush Groove as a kid, and their non-commercial stuff. So I'm talking about 30 Days and talking about a lot of the different stuff. Salt and Pepper, who a lot of people might not have put on there, but if you saw them at the time, you know why they're on there. Outkast, Outkast, because they're mad lyricists, and as my brother said the other day, people are waiting for their next album. How many is that? My next one, well, I don't want to put Mos Def, but then I forgot about Nas and what he did for us. Now, there are a few R&B chicks who actually rap a lot, and if you listen to them, so is Beyonce a rapper? Is Mary J. Blige a rapper? If they were, for my honorable mentions, well, we had a soundtrack going on while we were getting ready, and so we got to mention, all the gangster stuff. So, Yin Yang Twins, Gangsta Boo. We were listening to True. I know that my brother Rhea really, really likes Master P. So, yeah, there's some honorable mentions out there.
Yeah.
But what do you think of the movie?
The movie was pretty decent. I liked it. I think it had a good message. I thought it was a story within a story, and it kept you interested. It kept you. You didn't know if it was really a comedy or was it a drama or was it, and that was I like the versatility in the writing in the movie, and I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was very good actually. I was surprised. I was surprised, and the cameos were good. Cameos were good. Yeah.
So many good cameos.
Exactly.
Star-studded cast. He made an analogy earlier about Eminem, and go ahead and spit that for us.
Well, yeah, like how Eminem has his 8 Mile and 50 Cent has his Get Rich or Die Trying. Well, this is Chris Rock's version of that. Like his story within the story, like almost basically like that's how he came up. And I thought that was pretty cool to go to that side of it. He did a great job. One of the Chris Rock movies, I was most definitely feeling that, and but I'm kind of iffy when it comes to Chris Rock, but he did his thing. Thumbs up on that one.
I say thumbs up too. We were both expecting a comedy. I mean, it's Chris Rock. He's a comedian. Everybody was probably expecting a comedy. I remember asking the dude who was selling the tickets, was it funny? He's like, it had funny moments. I was like, it's Chris Rock. It must have been hilarious. So we all went in with the mindset of seeing just an all-out, blah comedy.
Yeah.
Nope, this was not a comedy. This was a movie in a movie. This was a critique of Hollywood. It was deep. It was deep. It was literally a star-studded cast, which is easy in Hollywood because it's not like those black actors get roles in mainstream movies, and that's something I always like about so-called black movies. Is that everybody can act. Like you literally get, think of Best Man Hollywood, on and on and on. We watched what did we watch the other day? Brown Sugar. We watched, over the holidays, you watched Boomerang, and you're like, these are actually every single person in the movie is a star. They can act. Just as the best example of this, just watch Boomerang. You'll see what I mean about a star-studded cast. You said that it had a message. There are a few things, and alcoholism and sobriety was one of them. But what for you were some of the messages?
Well, I actually seen the behind the scenes, like the struggling artist, dealing with the same thing as like actually like a musician would deal with, like as far as a comedian. He dealt with the agents, the janky promoters. He dealt with it was pretty interesting. I mean, the love life, just it was interesting though. It was interesting, and I think I can't really point out really just one or two things here, but if you watch the movie, I think the people they might get whatever they get out of it. I see some messages there, and I think that people will probably they'll see something too there. I think it's something to catch. I think it's something to catch, and people should take a look at it there. I mean, not just for the cast, because you recognize the names, but Chris Rock actually, he took his, it seems like he took his time with this, and obviously the people who seen it, I mean, who read the script and thought it was interesting too, to want to participate in it. So,
oh yeah. A lot of people will point out Rosario Dawson, is it?
Yeah.
Is a really good, just general character, just really well developed character, well acted, everything in the movie. Another character we liked was, not because we liked her character, but Gabrielle Union, her character, she played that character really well. Her hair was as messed up as it could possibly be, but to really portray what she was portraying, she did that well.
Yeah, she did. She
played that character. Her character was quite messed up. Reality, show just life. Who was just totally empty, had no talent, and she said that she ain't got no skills. That's all she's got. But really, really played her character well. His bodyguard, we also liked.
Yeah, JB Smooth. He's a beast. He's a beast. He's funny.
Yeah, Ben Vereen. I was surprised to see Ben Vereen, and I mean, just on and on. Just think that Ben Vereen was literally in there for like 3 minutes, and he's just like, "Damn, here I am." If I had to say what was the message in the movie, yeah, it really is. And this is a topic that we'll be talking about later. Is this I don't care. But this idea that actually you should care, that you should want something, that you should, value your life, who you are, what your message is. And of course that was where this video started off. Aria said we should talk about Uprise. And Uprise was, well, go ahead and tell them what Uprise was.
Well, Uprise was in the movie, I don't want to give too much away, but in the movie Top 5, Chris Rock originally started making these movies called Hammy, where he played a bear. And, he was like this bear that everybody loved. He was funny. He was joking about everything.
Like a nutty professor.
Right, exactly. But now he wanted to do this serious slave kind of documentary thing, and it was called Uprise. And so it was just something I thought,
Yeah. It was about I had to laugh at it because I was talking to my little cousin about her history book. She's in high school and she has a history book. And so Uprise in the movie is about the Haitian Revolution. And of course the Haitian Revolution, as far as I learned, was the reason why, I mean, it literally turned the world around. It's the reason why we got Louisiana, because France had to sell off in order to fund, the wars that they were having on all fronts. And I was just looking at my little cousin's history book, and they were showing, the history of France and the Enlightenment and all this, and they didn't even put that in there. It's like that's one of the most significant aspects of their history. So it was deep. This movie was quite layered. I think I'm going to be processing it and thinking about it for a few years now. I mean, it was a really good movie. I would definitely see it again. I guess we pretty much finish off here. Would you recommend that people see the movie, first of all?
I would recommend it most definitely. I would go. I mean, it's one of those movies that's made by Chris Rock, and it has its funny points in it. It has its I guess what you would call it, the no holds barred points in there sometimes too.
They said the N-word like 50 times within the first 5 minutes of the movie. And Kevin Hart. Oh my God, we couldn't even mention Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
I usually don't like Kevin Hart. I usually find him kind of corny. Like D.L. Hughley. But wow, he played his part.
Yeah.
Last question I want to ask you: why was Biggie on neither of our top 10 lists, the top 5 list?
That's a good question. But for me, I feel he made a great impact in the game. I feel he made a great impact in the game. But I just think that the people that I put on my list, their impact was a little bit more, was greater, a little bit greater than the impact that Biggie had brought in. And, you know, like I say, Tupac, Ice Cube, Nas, LL Cool J, and even Rakim. These are people who
move the crowd.
Yeah, they changed the game. I'm talking about they was before their time. Like they weren't this is people who actually created what people are doing right now. You know, nobody was riding the track like Rakim back in the day. Nobody was being as creative and thinking about the content of the music that Tupac was bringing to the table. Nas was what he say? He's the first rapper to bring a platinum plaque back to the projects. You know, so and LL. LL was ahead of his time by maybe 5-6 years. He was ahead of his time. So like,
is there one track from one of those rappers that you would say go and listen to this, or go and watch this video? Or I got my one track, but I ask you first if you got any one track that you would say, if people, you know, especially younger people who don't know, you know, who haven't been going on with hip hop as long as we have, because you know we're in our 30s.
Yeah.
What was there one track that you would say they must listen to?
The people I named they got hits.
Okay.
So it's
okay.
You could just YouTube any of these people on my list, and you'll get a playlist that is platinum. You'll get a platinum playlist, you know. So it's kind of hard to say. It's kind of hard to say one song. That's pushing. Okay. What about you? Okay. I mean, it's kind of pushing it for me.
Well, I always have to go back to LL Cool J's "I'm Bad," because I seeing the video as an adult versus seeing it when it actually came out in the early 80s, I believe it was, when I was a kid, and it was my big cousins who was exposing me to it, and exposing me. You know, I have a big cousin who literally sat me down and said, "Here's, you know, Public Enemy. Now listen to what they said and tell me what you think of what they're saying." But watching LL's video, "I'm Bad," as an adult, I was like, oh my goodness, because he's actually, first of all, he's dancing, not the girls. The girls are fully clothed and they're not shaking and jiving for him. He's shaking it for them and protecting them. It's the dope dealers who are the bad guys, not them bragging about being dope dealers. They're actually part of the video. The theme of the video is that, you know, you got to get the dope dealers out of the community. So that's one I got to say where you need to, you know, reboot what you think about hip hop and what you think you know about hip hop. I would say go back and start with that video, and then, you know, as Aria said, let it snowball from there.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. And the one track, I still can't come up with it. LL, that's a good one to start with. You know, any LL from back in that time is a good one to start with. He was ahead of his time. And
because he's hard as hell.
Yeah.
Battle anybody. I don't care if you tell.
Exactly.
All right. Thank you very much. This has been Two Brothers on Top 5. We'll see you next time.